Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with Season 3, Episode 2, finally, of The Owl House. And yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Um, I have avoided spoilers since it was released this past weekend, and hell, even way before that, because this was leaked a couple weeks early or something. And I'm wondering if that leak has anything to do with this being put on YouTube. Like the full episode was leaked, all these details as well. I'm wondering if that has to do with Disney deciding to put this in full on YouTube because it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me why Disney would continue to put these. Like the first episode of the season, sure, that's fine. But after that, it's like it just feels like that would cause them to lose money, wouldn't it? Like Disney's this mega corporation which doesn't need the money, but they're a mega corporation. They want the money. So why would they sacrifice that just to, put this up on YouTube for free? It's like even if they monetize their videos, which I'm sure they do, it's like it's not quite the same as if they just had it, you know, on the Disney Now app or just basic, Disney Channel. It feels like a weird choice to me. It feels like a just completely weird choice. But it's the choice they made, so not really much of anything we can do about it. And I'm not complaining because it makes it easier for a reactor like myself to, well, react to it. With it being on YouTube, it's just much more accessible. I don't have to worry about downloading, that don't have to worry about quality. So it's actually better for me. I'm just confused by it. And now let's talk about the actual content because last time we left off, and I've seen the last episode quite a bit, it left off on a very dour note. Flapjack just fucking died. Flapjack sacrificed himself to save Hunter. And you could say like, oh, but he's still inside him in a way. He still lives within Hunter's own soul. And sure, but I don't think like it's not the same. It's not the same. Just like it's not the same for Pochita still living in Denji's heart and everything. Like even if they're technically still alive, it's not the same thing. But Philip has escaped back to the demon realm, and so our gang have to follow. And this time they're joined by Camila. Camila is going to finally be able to see where her daughter has been all these months. The only one to stay back is V because she's just not ready yet. She's not ready to go back to that world at the moment. And that's completely valid. That's completely fine. Like, with the shit she went through, the trauma she has, it's like, yeah, very understandable. Um, and I really, really am worried for how this is going to go. Because I don't necessarily think it's going to end in any, like, big tragedy or anything. I definitely think that Dana and the team are going to want to make this a happy ending. But it's going to be stressful. And because of that, I have brought with me today my old friend Smirnoff. Not much left in this, but I might need it. I might just need this. I've had this cherry Smirnoff for a while now, and I haven't been using it lately, so I just thought if anything happens to where I'm like really stressed out or really just need a drink, it's like, yeah, I'll take it. um, but yeah, it's definitely a very stressful, very intense situation with everything going on. Um, and like has been made clear, um, I don't see the collector as a bad guy. The collector is just a child with godlike power. Like Philip is the bad guy here. That's undeniable to me. But the problem is that the collector is a child with godlike power and might not be the easiest to get through to. So I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know how easy it's going to be to stop him, and to get things, back to normal, or what they're even going to have to do to stop him. Um, Now, I do know one spoiler going into this. I'll mention it when it happens, just in case anyone is watching this alongside me. Um, and I don't know the full details about it. I just know something happens in this episode because I was spoiled to that ahead of time. I luckily avoided everything else, but that was the one thing that did sneak through. And again, I don't know the details about it. I just know that it happens. And honestly, I expected it to happen, so it's not that big of a surprise or anything. Um, but yeah, this is the second to last episode of the show, and it's gonna be pretty intense, pretty insane, and I'm very, very um, interested and concerned to see what happens. But I guess let's just do so. Let's just get this started and hope for the best. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then it fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. And now we wait till like April or whenever, I don't know. This was obviously very good. Obviously a fantastic episode. Obviously a lot of great stuff. Um, Getting to see like different things, how things have changed in these past months that they've been gone. Um, it's pretty neat. Obviously, there's some things I wish had changed in a better way, but yeah, I'm quite upset at Rain and so many of the others being turned into puppets. And I wish Kiki were more in check rather than just running around and doing her own bullshit. Um, but we do have some positives in this episode. Both Ida and Lily I'm having a massive brain fart here. Jeez. It's 9:30 in the morning. Maybe the vodka was a mistake. Lilith is what I was trying to go with. Lily, it's like Jesus fuck. Lily can be short, but usually it's shortened to Lulu. I don't know. I guess Ida's shortened it to Lily before. I completely brain farted on after I said Lily. It's just something about it didn't seem right to me. Even though technically it was. Anyways, both Ida and Lilith, um, both of them are well, I can't say still unchanged because it seems like they were changed at one point, but were reverted by the Collector thanks to King. And now King is secretly working with them to try and stop the Collector, but not in a negative way, because King, as we see, sees that the Collector is just a child in need of guidance, in need of help, and maybe even love and shit. King can see that the Collector is sad and lonely, and so he wants to help the Collector. But because every series does this practically, the Collector only hears the first part. Yeah. But the fact that Ida and Lilith are alive and well is a good thing for sure. And Lilith has a brand new style. Her hair is short, cut into like this kind of pixie cut style, and it's no longer dyed. It's her natural hair color. And, you know, honestly, she's super fucking cute. Like, I can't deny it. Like, she looks so fucking cute with her hair like that. And Ida, obviously, her hair's grown out and changed a bit too. The big difference with her is having no arm, and that's obviously really freaky and weird and hard to get used to, but at least she's okay. And just... There's one more fucking episode. How is this all gonna wrap up? However it does, we need to fucking take down Bellows. Like, he needs to fucking die. Like, this bitch has been manipulating shit too long, and we cannot have him manipulating the Collector. Willow had a little bit of an arc here with hiding away her concerns and her worries and her sadness in order to try and be the responsible one. She had this pressure to be responsible put on her shoulders, and because of that she was refusing to acknowledge her own feelings, which, thanks to Hunter and Gus, she was finally able to, you know, feel. She was finally able to emote. She was able to cry, and sometimes a good cry is important. I cry a lot on this channel, and I don't try to hide it. I don't try to stop the fact that I cry, really. Like, sometimes I'll try to hold it in a little bit, but I never try to ignore it. Even when I do that, I like tell you I'm trying to hold it in. I acknowledge when something is emotional to me, because I've been at that point in my life where I've pushed away my feelings and it left me in a really bad place. I understand that I can't do that anymore because I don't want to go back to that place. I'm in such a better place than I used to be that I want to, you know, maintain that. And part of that is by crying. It may sound silly, it may sound weird, but crying is healthy. Letting out your emotions is healthy. It allows you to, you know, deal with them. If you just bottle them up all inside, it will destroy you mentally and emotionally. So it's better to cry. And it's not, I hate when people say like it's unmanly or just weak to cry. It's a stupid idea. And no matter what your gender is, there are people who will act like crying is a form of weakness, a form of giving up. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Crying is an acknowledgement of feelings that everybody has. It's just basically saying that you're going to accept that and work to, make yourself happy again, basically. There is nothing wrong with crying. And crying is not even only just in terms of sadness. People can cry when something epic happens, or when something is just really leaves them happy. Like, crying is not just a sign of sadness. It's a sign of deep emotion. So Willow needed that. She needed to let that deep emotion out instead of bottling it in. And it's a good thing Hunter and Gus were there for her, because she definitely needed that. And obviously the big thing that everyone's going to talk about is the snake shifter. We got our palisman. I thought it was going to happen last episode, honestly, but with how this is paced out and everything, it makes more sense to happen this episode, because just with everything really getting started, that's going to be integral in the final battle next time. So, yeah. Luce's palisman has finally hatched and taken form. Or forms, I should say. It is a snake creature that can shapeshift and take the form of many different creatures that Luce has shown interest in, or has shown to connect to during the course of this series, such as a bat, an otter, and so on. And this is perfect for her. Like I said in the reaction, Luce started off this journey because she didn't fit in. She wasn't just one person who could be locked down to a single, idea. And that really was shown when she enrolled in Hexside. She was forced to choose a single track, and it didn't work for her. So when Bump allowed her to take on multiple, she took them all. Because she believes that she should be able to explore those options. That holding back on that is not going to help really anyone, including herself, especially herself. So having a palisman that is a shapeshifter, that is initially a snake-like being, which matches where she started off in this series, but then turns into all these other explorations of her identity, it's perfect for her. It's absolutely perfect for her. We had all these theories, we had all these thoughts, and we were all right. We all got it. Because I guess Dana and the team just thought about it all, and it's instead of giving her one thing to be locked down to, why don't we make it indicative of her personality and character throughout this series, and show that it's better to explore your options, that it's better to not lock yourself down to one thing. And this was the perfect way to do it, a shapeshifter. And of course, having it start as a snake, again, representative of where Luce's story started, so it's perfect, really. And also it's really cute. We have some other great moments in this episode, of course. Amity reuniting with her siblings and all. Odalia being treated as a maid. it's like, yeah, that's wonderful. Um, and like we have Basha in this episode, and it's like, God, you are still so fucking annoying. But in the end, she does end up helping, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess. The biggest concern, of course, is fucking Philip, because he can't just leave well enough alone. He is so determined, so absolutely determined to fuck everything up, that now he's going to try and manipulate the collector again into, doing what he wants. Though I feel like if the collector does find out that this is Philip, that will change things, because we know he doesn't trust Philip. So, how are we going to defeat the collector? Like, obviously, King's plan is to do something nice. But the problem is, we can't just leave him with all that power either. That's dangerous. If they can figure out a way to strip him of his power and, like, give him a home, that would be the best case scenario. Take away all of his power, and then just, welcome him into the Owl House, into this found family. That would, in my opinion, be the best case scenario. Because he cannot have this power. It's too dangerous. He's not mature enough. Even if they befriended him and welcomed him into the family, it would be too dangerous to still have that power. So they gotta figure out a way to take that away from him somehow. I have no fucking clue how, but yeah. Maybe the draining spell, there you go. That's an idea. This was a pretty wild episode. I loved seeing Camila have to deal with learning about the demon realm and everything, and being a fish out of water here. Loved seeing just the journey that Luz is continuing to go on in terms of her character. And yeah, there were moments that were upsetting and sad and everything, but we know this is going to end on a good note. Because even though this had to be like kind of just pushed forward because of Disney canceling this, we know that Dana and the team have been doing a phenomenal job, and that they're going to make this end right. We have one more special. One more. And then it's over. And we have to, again, wait a few months for that. But when it does arrive, it's going to be... I have all the faith in the world that it's going to be amazing. That it's going to close off this series on the right note. And that we're going to 100% just have an amazing time with it. And I am very sad. I'm not going to hide my emotions like Willow was in this episode. I'm very sad that it is going to be coming to an end. As I've made very clear before, this series is important to me. With not only just the representation, but with the characters. How they're written and developed, how real they are for being in a, magical world. I want everything to be okay. And I know it will be. I just have no idea how we're going to get to that point. So, when we end off the season, the series, next time, it's going to be emotional. I'm going to cry. You know I'm going to cry. And I believe completely in my heart that it's going to be just outright amazing. Just the best finale you could hope for. I trust Dana and the team. I fully believe it will be. But I really fucking hope that people stop fucking leaking it. Like, I do not want to see people having leaked this episode. before it's released. It's probably going to happen, and I'm probably going to be pissed when it does. But by God, it's like, this is the finale of the series. Don't fucking leak it. Don't ruin it for people. Like, how fucking just terrible do you have to be to do that? I don't like leaks. I've watched some series in the past where it's like, yeah, I've reacted to leaks just to avoid spoilers. I don't really do that anymore. If something is leaked, I wait it out just because it's like I don't want to like be spoiled, but I would rather wait till it's like, in good quality and just until I'm sure about it, until I'm ready. And I feel like we should wait until it's supposed to come out. So either way, obviously this episode was fantastic. Obviously it got intense. I did finish off my Smirnoff, which that's why I had it here. I mean, I kind of figured I would. And that ending, of course, has to leave off on a really, really wonderful cliffhanger. But we only have like about 45 to 50 minutes to go, however long exactly the last episode is. So that's 2 episodes worth. How are we going to close it out? What are we going to do to completely finish this off? I'm hoping for kind of like a skip forward scene at the end, like how Amphibia did with them in like the future and being adults now. I want to see that as well with this. I know it might feel like just a rip-off or something, but I want to see it. I want to see like maybe flash forward to Luz and Amity's wedding. That would be fucking adorable, and I would love it so much. I would love to see Hunter and Willow together, Rain and Ida, and just, life continuing on. That would be the best case scenario, I feel. But no matter how Dana and the team want to do it, I think that it'll be fantastic. I have full faith in that. But for the time being, we're just gonna see how this goes in the future, because right now we have to wait. We have to wait a few months or so. It's gonna be difficult, but we'll get there. It was difficult with the last one, but at least we have other stuff to watch in the meantime, right? So for now, thank you all so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And yeah, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.